mind-blowing chemistry.
I'm Magnificent Milner,
And I am Leafy Lovejoy.
and we're going to do some chemical reactions today, but first we have to go over some safety rules.
Safety always comes first.
It's important that if you have long hair that you have it tied back, as well as making sure that if you have long sleeves that you have it rolled, just in case there's flames, you don't want to get yourself on fire.
Yes. And it's always important to wear your goggles when you're doing a chemistry lab. And it's also a very good idea to wear a chemical splash apron or a lab coat to protect yourself from spills.
Got it. I think I'm ready for this.
Okay, I'm ready too. Alright, let me show you this reaction. It is so cool.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Test tube rack. I have two chemical compounds here. I have potassium iodide and lead nitrate.
Okay, that's not water.
No.
Because it looks just like what I get
Well,
on my seat.
it looks like water because it's a clear liquid, but you definitely wouldn't want to drink this.
Okay.
In fact, it's never a good idea to drink any liquids in a chemistry lab. Okay, a little bit of this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
So it's going to be cool.
Whoa!
How did you do that? There were
Right?
two clear liquids.
Two clear liquids formed actually what's a yellow solid. If you look really
Oh, there's
close,
stuff on the edges.
you can see that is called a precipitate.
Wait, that sounds like rain, precipitation.
I know, right? It does sound like rain. But in this case, it's a precipitate, which is a solid that forms inside of a liquid because of a chemical change.
Oh, that's like when milk spoils. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Exactly like when milk spoils. And also, you know, color change. So two things, color change and the formation of a new material. Now, color change doesn't always happen when you have a chemical change, but the production of a new material happens every time.
Oh, okay. So like coloring a piece of paper, it's not a chemical change.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
like not a surefire sign. But when you produce something new, then you know for sure.
Wow, that's awesome. Can I show you something that we can do at home?
for sure.
Okay, so I was in my mom's cabinet and I found these tablets, Alka-Seltzer tablets, because I know when she has an upset stomach, she likes to, put it in her water.
Yeah.
And it is so cool. I broke it up because they're a little circle disc
Uh-huh.
because it makes a way cooler explosion.
Cool.
Okay, and then this is water. I took
Okay.
it straight from the sink. So I'm going to pour some in here, and I just want you to watch what happens.
What? Look at all that.
Do you hear it?
Yeah, it's making lots of bubbles.
Yes. Now I want you to feel the container.
Okay. Oh, it's changing temperature.
Oh,
It's getting really cold.
It's getting cold. That is another sign of a chemical change. So just like you showed me before, this one, I've got a gas produce,
Uh-huh.
and I also have a change in temperature.
Cool. That's awesome.
But you have to be careful because when you put a pot of water on like the stove and it boils,
Uh-huh.
it's not a chemical change.
Oh, okay.
It's just changing liquid from to a gas.
Okay.
So, if you
So it might be a chemical change if it's boiling, but you have to be careful because it's not always.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Let me show you another one. Okay, I've got calcium chloride here, and I've got BTB, bromothymol blue, and some water, and I've already put it in these bags. So we've got the white
That's
powder
solid.
in this one, and we've got the liquid right here. And so all I'm going to do is like spill it so that they can mix. And feel of it.
It's getting warm.
So it's changing
Whoa.
temperature by getting hot.
And it's filling up because you made sure that all the air was out of it. And watch, that's so cool.
Yeah, we'll see. The bag is getting puffy because it's producing a gas.
Wow, that is awesome.
So that's another chemical change.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow, it gets warm because the other one got cold.
Yeah, it got really hot, didn't it?
Yes. Okay, it has some really fun names. I've got this like liquid that's yellow-ish, and it's polyurethane foam part A.
Okay.
And this darker liquid is polyurethane foam part B.
I'm really excited about this one because I see that you have cardboard down here, and
Yes.
so it's going to get really messy, isn't it?
It's going to get really messy,
love it
and
when
I
it
don't
gets
want to have
messy.
to like pry it off my counter. Okay,
Awesome.
so I'm going to just pour some in here.
So you already got the first one.
I've got A in there, and
Okay.
I'm just going to pour it in there. And it's not really like cool when you first mix it in there,
So you got to be patient.
so you have to be patient. And I'm going to stir it up a little
I
bit,
got that.
and it's going to start turning, you see how it's turning like yellow? Like
Yeah. It's
now
like,
white?
And now it's white, yeah.
So I'm going to make sure it's all mixed really well, and then I'm going to be really patient.
It's like bubbling.
Yeah, it's bubbling. Not yet.
It looks kind of like caramel,
Yes.
but light.
But if you're really patient, this one takes a little longer because not all chemical reactions happen immediately.
Right, at the same rate.
Right.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
read somewhere that you can change the rate of a chemical reaction.
Really?
Yeah, like if you have a solid substance and you break it up into smaller pieces.
Oh, like the Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, like the Alka-Seltzer, it'll happen faster. Or like in the body, sometimes there's these thing called enzymes, and enzymes make the chemical reactions happen faster.
Oh, so you can like break down different foods at different moments.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so do you see how it's rising now?
Yeah.
And then you can put your hand on
It's
it.
like getting thicker.
Yes, you can
Oh,
kind
it's
of.
warm.
Yes. It's really warm.
So it's changing temperature.
Changing temperature. You've got some gas being produced because you can see all the little air bubbles.
Right.
Do you see it rising?
It's like expanding.
Exactly.
So that means that the density must be decreasing
Right.
because the volume is getting bigger, but it's the same amount of stuff.
Brand new substance.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So the new substance has lower density, so it has to expand.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It is cool. And it'll just fill up.
So it's gonna fill up the cup eventually.
Yes. And it might
That's
spill
really
over
cool.
if you're lucky.
Oh my gosh, that's really neat.
Okay.
Okay, and I got one more I'll show you. Okay, one more. But this one's better with the lights out.
Okay, so I'm going to turn off the lights.
Okay. Now this one involves fire. So I'm going to be using tongs to keep my hand away from the heat. And I'm going to use a safety lighter to make sure that I don't get burned. And this one makes a really bright light, so you're not supposed to look directly at it. So try to look kind of from the side. This one is a combustion reaction, which is a reaction with oxygen. And it's actually the element magnesium reacting with oxygen. This is actually the material that they use all ground up to make sparklers for like the 4th of July or New Year's Eve.
That is so cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yes.
So there are lots of cool chemical reactions, and there's lots of good signs to look for. The only sign that you see every time is the production of a new material, but sometimes that sign is hard to see. So they're all important to look for, right?
Yes, exactly. So do we need to review our signs of chemical change?
Oh,
I always
wow.
want to show you now. Because it's starting to harden and actually turn into solid form. You don't want to touch it now because it's still gonna
like really
stick to your
sticky?
finger.
Okay, yeah.
But you can see now that it'll start.
Yeah, oh wow, that's cool.
It is really cool. And it's really warm.
It's really, oh, it is hot.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome.